Have you ever found yourself constantly saying yes when all you wanted to do was scream no? Have you ever sacrificed your own desires and needs to keep others happy, to gain acceptance, or to avoid conflict? If your answer is yes, then you are far from alone. And more importantly, this video isn't just about identifying the problem, it's about knowing that your pain will get better the very moment you dare to look truth in the eye and take action to change. Today, we're going to touch upon a topic that is not only deeply painful but also a silent cause of eroding happiness and self-worth for countless women around the world. It's the insidious trap called people-pleasing. So, what makes us, especially women, so susceptible to falling into this subtle snare? Let's peel back the complex layers of the psyche together, search for the hidden truths behind life's experiences, and illuminate the path to your strongest, most authentic self, right here at Shining Mirror-LVB. Decoding the roots, the craving for validation, and the cost to self-worth. The human soul is inherently born with a fundamental need for connection and to be loved. This is a completely natural, beautiful, and essential aspect of our existence. However, when this basic need becomes distorted, manipulated by an invisible fear, the fear of rejection, abandonment, or feeling unloved, it transforms into a dangerous obsession, an obsession with external validation. As profoundly shared in our audio transcript, one of the deepest root causes of people-pleasing behavior is the obsession with external validation from other people and the inability to see the value that we bring to any situation, or to self-praise ourselves, or to allow ourselves to exist as we want to. This highlights an internal void. We rely on the eyes of others to define ourselves. Instead of recognizing our inherent worth, reflect on the classic quote by the great philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson: "Self-trust is the first secret of success." But how can we truly be self-trusting, truly successful, when our value is placed entirely in the hands of others? When the foundation of our self is shaky, we begin to search for clues in every corner of our environment. How do others look at us? Is their praise sufficient? What is their reaction when we say no to a request? Every word, every gesture, every approval or disapproval is absorbed, analyzed, and used to patch together a self-portrait, a distorted image that doesn't reflect who we truly are. What happens if the people we try to please are toxic individuals, narcissists, or simply those who enjoy exploiting others? Instead of receiving the desired approval, we will feel smaller, drained of energy, and life will seem to veer off the path we desire. Feelings of stagnation and being stuck will permeate every aspect: physical and emotional energy, finances, and even overall health. It creates a vicious cycle of depletion. Honestly ask yourself, have you ever felt exhausted after a conversation or a social gathering where you tried to perform a role that wasn't authentically you, just to please others? That is the invisible but hefty price of letting others dictate your worth. You give and give and give until there's nothing left to give, and what you often receive in return is emptiness coupled with a simmering resentment. Because, as the transcript accurately emphasizes, it is not a fair exchange, it is not a balanced relationship. It is a gradual loss of self, in the name of an illusory approval. Echoes from the past, where the pain began. Why does people-pleasing become our default mode? Something that seems so normal and difficult to change. The answer often lies not in our conscious choices today, but more deeply, it's hidden within childhood memories and the family dynamics we experienced. We are programmed to believe that this is the right way to live. The key to being loved and accepted. How our parents interacted with each other, how siblings behaved, how we were introduced to our first social environments like school or friends. All these factors play a role in shaping what we come to call normal, or the way things should be. If, within the family, unconditional giving, or the need to sacrifice oneself to maintain harmony or receive affection was common, then we unconsciously carry that pattern into our adult relationships. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, once famously said, "The greater part of our lives is lived unconsciously." This holds absolutely true for people-pleasing behavior. Many of our impulses operate on autopilot, driven by core beliefs and behavioral patterns ingrained from childhood that we have never fully recognized or dared to unpack. We act according to a script that was written long ago, without even realizing it. I have spoken with countless women, and one of the heartbreaking recurring stories is about the misguided advice received from mothers or influential women in their lives. As chillingly confessed in the transcript, my mother gave me horrible advice about men and acted like the most toxic relationship I'd ever been in. My mom said that all men were like that. Such affirmations, whether intentional or unintentional, sow seeds of false beliefs into our subconscious about ourselves, our gender, and how we should show up in relationships. They form deep, indelible imprints. This is not intended to dig up old pain or to blame parents or anyone else. Rather, it is to gain a clearer understanding of ourselves, how our brains work, and what has shaped us into who we are today. By understanding where it all comes from, we can be more proactive, more conscious in how we present ourselves and interact with the world. If we don't decode these unconscious baggages, we will carry them with us through every stage of adulthood, constantly feeling pulled back by old scripts, continually finding familiar types of people, and endlessly repeating similar patterns of pain. Always remember, decoding what lies in your subconscious will allow you to change how you think, how you accept behaviors, and most importantly, how you set healthy boundaries for yourself. This is the first step towards reclaiming control of your life, the journey of recovery from emotional slave to queen of your own life. So, how do we escape the labyrinth of people-pleasing and build a life where you are respected and genuinely happy? This journey demands extraordinary courage and unwavering perseverance, but I assure you, it is absolutely worth every effort you put in. This is the path that leads you back to yourself. True self-care for rebirth, diving deep within. Counteracting people-pleasing begins with returning to yourself, to what is most authentic within you. As the transcript clearly states, true self-care is not about expensive face masks or trendy clothes. It's not about superficial beauty treatments. Instead, it is deep inner work, honest, unflinching conversations with yourself about why you people-please, about how you once believed a relationship needed that self-sacrifice at its core. Authentic self-care is the courageous act of diving deep into your inner lake, illuminating its darkest corners, confronting old simmering wounds, and profoundly reconnecting with your true, core essence. This is when you begin to ask yourself crucial questions. What do I really want in this situation? How do I truly feel when I do this for someone else? What genuinely makes me happy, freely and without depending on others' approval or reactions? As the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. Inner examination, truly understanding yourself, is the first step to stop living by someone else's script and boldly start writing your own unique story. This is the liberation to live a complete life. The power of boundaries. No is a language of love. This is one of the biggest challenges, but also the most powerful key for chronic people pleasers. Setting boundaries is not selfish, it is a noble act of self-respect and self-love. It is a clear declaration that you have value, you have finite time, you have energy that needs protection, and you have every right to safeguard them. What is noteworthy from the transcript and extremely useful in practice? Start small. Don't try to make drastic changes or announce big boundaries immediately. If direct refusal is too difficult, begin with smaller, less confrontational actions. For example, don't pick up the phone immediately when someone calls, or don't reply to a text message instantly. This is how you train your no muscle. Sound like a broken record for toxic, narcissistic, or manipulative individuals. Consistently repeating your boundaries is absolutely essential. Keep your answers simple, concise, and firm. For instance, I've already told you this, or this is my limit, and I won't go beyond it. They will test your limits, and consistency is key. Don't try to see it from their perspective, especially with toxic or manipulative people. Their perspective is already distorted by a need for control. Trying to empathize and prove you understand them is just a red flag to a bull, a signal that you are easily manipulated and can be exploited. Focus on your feelings and needs. Time passing does not equal an apology. Manipulative people often let time pass and then return as if nothing happened, hoping you'll forget or forgive. Don't fall into this trap. Compassion does not mean you forget unacceptable behaviors or disregard that you were hurt. As Nedra Glover Tawwab, a renowned therapist specializing in boundaries, stated, boundaries are expectations and needs that we have to feel safe and respected in a relationship. When you set boundaries, you are not only protecting yourself but also teaching others how to treat you. And sometimes, maintaining your boundaries doesn't require verbal announcements or arguments. The energy of confidence, the solidity within yourself, will automatically radiate, and those who do not respect you will naturally step back or stop trying to manipulate you. Always remember a painful but necessary truth. One of the ways we abandon ourselves is by not identifying our own pain, by not truly sitting with our pain and exploring it, and by not showing up for ourselves and practicing self-compassion in that segment. This is when you break the old cycle and become the queen of your own life. Dating yourself, building an internal foundation, a powerful and revolutionary piece of advice given in the transcript, especially for young women or anyone in the process of rediscovering themselves after a challenging relationship. Date yourself. Image, a person enjoying time alone, perhaps reading in a cafe, hiking, or painting. This implies something far deeper than simply spending time alone. It means you must know yourself so well that when anyone enters your life, be it a friend, a romantic partner, or any connection, you will never overextend yourself or give too much just to keep them around. You will possess a firm internal compass, unswayed by external validation. Dating yourself isn't merely about going to the park, having dinner at a fancy restaurant, or taking a pottery class alone. While those are wonderful acts of enjoying your own company, the deeper meaning is that you are developing self-trust, learning to connect deeply with yourself, and reclaiming all the precious energy you've unconditionally given away to others. It's the process of recentering your energy from external sources to within yourself. The great Oprah Winfrey once said something very profound: you have to do your own work to be whole, before you can attract another whole person into your life. When you date yourself, you are doing precisely that crucial inner work. You are becoming your own best friend, the one who understands you most, the one who loves you most. From that place, any other relationship that enters your life will be based on conscious choice, from a position of strength, rather than from a place of scarcity or fear of loneliness. Forgiveness and objectivity, releasing the burden. This section in the transcript offers a sharp and realistic perspective on forgiveness, especially when dealing with toxic individuals. Forgiveness, first and foremost, is for us, so that we don't have to carry the burden of anger, resentment, and bitterness on our shoulders. However, that does not mean we have to sit down and inform the person that we've forgiven them, especially if they are the type of person who would exploit that to continue their old behaviors, seeing it as a license to hurt you. Forgiveness is an internal decision, not an external permission slip. Take a more objective view of the situation. This is an incredibly powerful and liberating piece of advice. When a toxic person treats you poorly, do not view them through the lens of emotionally significant titles like mother, husband, best friend, or child. Look at their behavior starkly, objectively, without attaching any emotional labels or expectations. A loving mother would not say hurtful things. A loving husband would not treat you like trash. When you strip away the titles and see the behavior for what it is, the truth becomes clear, and this makes it easier to set boundaries because you are no longer bound by role expectations. Just like the profound statement mentioned earlier, time passing does not equal an apology. This is a common tactic used by those who lack accountability or genuine remorse. They let time blur things, then return as if nothing happened, hoping you'll forget or overlook it. Do not allow yourself to be deceived by their silence or their reappearance. Your kindness and compassion are precious. Reserve them for those who are worthy and for healthy relationships where there is mutual respect and accountability. The path to lasting respect and happiness with Shining Mirror-LVB. The journey of breaking free from the cloak of people-pleasing is a personal revolution, a silent yet immensely powerful one. It's about returning to your authentic self, solidifying your foundation of self-worth, and learning to respect yourself before expecting respect from others. This is not just about changing behaviors, but a transformation from deep within. As Dr. Seuss simply but profoundly stated, you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. True happiness and respect are not found externally. They stem from living authentically, continuously seeking growth, and never ceasing to look inward. It is about unconditional self-acceptance and self-love. So, are you ready to embark on this meaningful journey? Do you dare to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself and your relationships? This is your chance to reclaim ownership of your life. Please share your thoughts, experiences, and first steps in the comments section below. We at Shining Mirror-LVB believe that every share is a beacon of light, a powerful source of encouragement, helping to illuminate the path for others on the same journey. Let's build a community together where we can support and inspire each other to live full, authentic, and respected lives. If you found this video helpful and resonant, please like it to spread this message to more people. Share it with anyone you think needs to hear this advice. And most importantly, subscribe to the Shining Mirror-LVB channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future journeys of self-discovery and happiness with us. Always remember, your grief will get better the moment you decide to show up for yourself.